Hi guys, I've just got back from a date. It went really well. Cushions, I hate it when I'm so OCD. It went really well. He's a very distinguished gentleman, very charming. Why is my video like that? So weird, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, he gave me a kiss at the end of the night and it was lovely. 3 things went wrong on the date. Okay. We got there, he was on time, it was 8:30. We went to the pub, meeting place in a little village in Kent, and it got so rowdy, and I don't go to pubs. I go to pubs like twice a year for a Sunday roast or something like that. Cut a long story short, there was a lot of drunk people partying and it was just too much. I think my face was a bit like thunder. I'm not used to going to pubs because I end up looking at people like, ooh, this is, yeah. And I start sort of feeling like I'm a bit of an alien because I'm not part of pub culture, but I don't drink and I don't go out. So yeah, going to a pub is a rarity for me. So we got out the pub, we crossed the road and decided to go to a cafe. I'm not going to name it just because it's my video and I don't want other people's brands in it just in case, I don't know, whatever, legally. So anyway, went to a cafe which does really good food. It was empty. There was like 5 tables and that was like, it was probably 10% capacity, or like there was a room for 100 people, there was only 10 in. It was like crazy, and it was like 9:30 and they wouldn't serve us because they said, oh, we have a big table in and that's all they can cope with. It was like, wow, okay. So we left and I thought, oh, here we go. So you know when you go on a date and they haven't got a table for you and you know the restaurant's empty, you're like, what the la. So we had a giggle and I was like, yeah, thank you very much, I'm never rude. And we got out and I said, whatever, like joking, you know, make a joke out of it. So, because he's got masculine energy, I've got feminine energy. Anyway, he was walking on the outside of the street and I said, oh, we've got ZZ, we've got the time, we've got the internet. I said, but I'm on a cheat meal tonight, so I'm not going to have anything sort of too off the diet because I'm still on diet prep. I'm on maintenance and I always eat very well. Oh, my little baby! Oh, let's say hello to the camera. Did you miss Mummy? Did you miss Mummy? Give me a kiss. Do you love me? Do you love Mummy? I love you. Say something for the camera, baby. I love you. I love you. Do you love? I love you. The star of my video, my cat Pinkie, she came in to say hi. Mummy's home, darling. Go and eat your food. Right, sorry. Oh. I love coming in with my cat. Anyway, so we got out one cafe. It was empty, they couldn't serve us, it's fine. I think they probably had 1 chef in and they needed 3, whatever. 3 minutes. Okay, so we went down to another restaurant, a pizza restaurant, ZZ. We went to ZZ. The first one was Cafe Rouge. Couldn't serve us because they didn't have enough chefs or something to make the food and they had a big party and whatever. So I thought, oh, he said, do you think we'd get a table at ZZ? I went, yeah, we should do. It's empty. There was like 2 tables in. Seriously, there was only about 10 people, literally. And he gave us a table straight away, and the guy looked like Tom Cruise, and I remember joking, I always like to have a bit of a banter. I said, oh, he looks like Tom Cruise, doesn't he? He said, he actually does. But this guy, my humour was lost on him, so whatever. Yeah, I didn't actually tell him, oh, you look like Tom Cruise, but I did look at him and I thought, oh, how interesting, you know, you look at someone. But not that I found Tom Cruise attractive, it was just like he had this way about him. I digress. So in the ZZ, we sat, we talked, the conversation flows, he asked me intelligent questions, I'm looking in his eyes, romantically he's looking in my eyes, and I like my pink bag, I miss it, and it was just so beautiful, the questions he asked me, and we talked about childhood and our experience, and he said, oh, I looked at your website, and I said, because I'm sitting like this, as you do on the second date, and he goes, you know, from what experience you've had as a child, coming from like a poor poverty-stricken background and council estate and all that, because he asked me, so I told him, otherwise I would never tell people my business. He goes, you look at you now and you think what you've triumphed over and the challenges you've faced and you've triumphed. I said, thank you very much for the compliment, but I'm totally blind, I can't see it. I can't see what other people see when they see me. I just do it, I get on with it, and I've got my vision, and I've had a vision since I was 7 and I'm still doing it, and I've got a long way, well, I've got a bit of a way to go now, anyway on my life journey. So thank you for the compliment, and I asked him about him and his family and everything. So we talk about a lot of things, and then he would sort of ambush me with questions that are very intelligent, because I like a guy who's very intelligent, educated and sophisticated. Yeah. So yeah, and we shared a few moments where he was staring at me, I was looking at him, I was like, what's the look? Because I get really giggly. And honestly, he brought out my feminine side. So after Zizi, we were talking in Zizi for an hour, and I can't get my speech out. What time is it? After midnight. After an hour of talking, he realised, and he was probably too polite to say it during the conversation, he said, we haven't been served our food. I went, oh my God, this is what time it is? 10:30. So by 10:30 we'd only had a little bit of the thin, you know, crushed garlic bread. It wasn't garlic bread, it was just like a thin slice of tasty garlic. Not the garlic bread crunchy one. So I sat there nibbling it. And then, cut a long story short, the girl came over and said, I do apologise, I've been a cock up in the kitchen. She goes, the ticket didn't get to the chef. I went, oh, listen, I said, I don't want you to get in trouble. We do have to leave. Because he'd said to me, forget it. And he was getting a bit, let's go. And I went, look, let's be nice. I said, I don't want the girl to get into trouble. Because this waitress, I was a waitress. My first job was a waitress. And I know the chefs can be like, excuse me. So anyway, we left graciously. And we were like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Because he goes, where can we go? I went, well, it's a little village in Kent. I said, I don't think there's anywhere to go. I said, I don't really go out that often. I don't know. So I said, let's have a look. I said, we can go across the pub where we met. And I said, oh, let's walk around the pond. We just had a giggle. So we walked around the pond. I said, look at the moon and the stars. And we just made a joke of it. And I gave him time to think of what we're going to do next. Because on a second date, I don't bring anyone home. No way, that's not going to happen, Jose. Not going to happen. Take it slowly. So obviously, men and men, and if they like you, you never know what they're thinking. But it doesn't matter, it's up to the woman. And I put this in my book, to sort of keep things rolling at the pace you want to go at. And the pace I go at is slow. Very gradual. But I thought, I know he'd said he wanted to kiss me on the second date, and we had a little bit of a text banter. So I thought, oh, that's no problem. But I like him. So we went to the pub, and we had a quiet corner where the log fire was, but it wasn't, the log fire wasn't on because it was late. And there was about half an hour left, or 45 minutes left before the pub closes. So we hadn't eaten anything because we got the knock back at two places, basically. We were knocked back at one cafe, because Cafe Rouge, because they had no chefs free to do the orders, because whatever, doesn't make sense. Anyway, but I love Cafe Rouge. Love. Then we went to Zizi and we sat down, and we didn't get served for an hour, even though they'd took the order and the chefs didn't get it. Whatever. And I'm thinking, what next? So when we were at the pub, he goes, okay, so we crossed the road, went to the pond, did the walk, went to the pub, back to the pub where we met. And I said, could we order a tea? I said, I'm not having a Pepsi because it gave me really bad gas. I hate Pepsi and never drink it. And he asked for Diet Coke, even bloody Pepsi. Anyway, I don't go drinking out, and that's what they did. Do you think you could get a pot of tea? No. He came back with some little bottle of orange, and I thought, oh God, that's okay, another thing. So I just said, this is funny. And he goes, no, I went, look, I'm fine with everything. It's been a funny evening hanging out, been lovely hanging out with you. And we got close, we were on the sofa cushion part of the chair, and he leaned in for a kiss. And it was very nice. And I sort of go like this, and I giggle a lot, but he brings out my feminine side, so it was lovely. My God, I can't believe we've been talking for 8 minutes, but it'll probably be a separate video for YouTube. Yes, I got back from a date. I've done date 2. It's been a Saturday night date. I promised you I'd come back and tell you how it went. The previous video will be the one saying I'm going on the date. And it was lovely, so I give him a 10 out of 10, just like I did in first date. I was like, yeah, this is a 10 out of 10. I would like another date. So we agreed to go on a third date. Now, I don't know if guys think, oh, okay, she didn't invite me back to my place. I don't know if a guy thinks, oh, she didn't invite me back to her place. Maybe she doesn't like me because he's a grown, mature adult. So if he likes me, he'll wait until I'm ready, because I don't sort of, you know, get too intimate very quickly. It's not my style. Make him wait. No, seriously, no, I don't know him. I've had 2 dates. I spent a few hours with him. I'm not going to, you know, get jiggy with it. So anyway, yeah, we'll see. So it's Saturday night. It's now 12:30. I got home at midnight. And date 2 went really well. Thank you for watching my blog. Check me out on makeoveressex.co.uk. Why am I talking like I'm reading the news? Anyway, so yeah, I'm happy. It was fun, and I had a giggle. And if anything makes me giggle, it's good. So lots of love. Mwah. Bye. Thank you for watching my video. Bye.